Alright, okay. I welcome you to a new class. This particular class is titled and topicked Bleed and Margins. Bleed is about what gets cut off, and margin is about what gets kept safe. You need both to create a professional, polished, and functional printed piece. So, we're talking about our safe zone. Our safe zone is the margin, and the trim line, which is here. The trim line is where the blade might make mistake and land. If it doesn't land exactly at the yellow line, which is the bleed, that's the bleed part. So it has to be 1.8 inch from the starting of the workspace of this worksheet. You understand? From the starting to this yellow part is 1.8 inch or 3 millimeter to 5 millimeter. You understand? Then from the yellow line to the blue line is 1 point. This is it here. Bringing it here. You understand? Let me change the color to white. That we can see clear. Alright? So you can see it. The bleed is different from the trim line. So the trim line is 1.8 inch or 3 millimeter to 5 millimeter or also. You understand? So let me bring it here. Let me rotate it so that we can understand. So we can see it. We have our bleed, we have our trim line, and we have our margin. Okay? We have our margin. The inner one is the margin. This is our margin here. So the margin now is our safe zone. It is where all work is being done. Alright? So the bleed is 1.8 inch or 3 millimeter to 5 millimeter. The trim line is 1.8 inch or 3 millimeter to 5 millimeter likewise. So the bleed is the yellow line, and the trim line is the blue line. So whatever happens, we have that whatever that makes the printer blade to not cut from the yellow line and make mistake and cut from the blue line, you still have all your work in a safe zone. You understand? So when designing, you don't design and allow your design to rest on the blue line like this, because it can cut the blue line and your work is being cut. So your work needs to be done inside the safe zone. Maybe you could shift it like, let's say, to this point. You can see it and shift it to that point so that in case it cuts on top of the blue line, it's not going to cut your work. You understand? So that is how to design and print. You understand? So have this in mind anytime you want to design and print. You need to have your bleed area, you need to have your trim line, and you need to have your margin safe. So all your work should be done in your margin, and when doing it in the margin, it should not be close or on top. It should not be on top of the blue line, you understand, or the end of the edge of the margin, but inside the margin, so that no matter what happens, your work will not be cut. You understand? You will not have a amateur work, but you have a professional, polished, and functional work to be able to present to the public. Alright? So thank you each and every one of us. I love you all, and I remain your noble master in graphic designing. Thank you, and God bless you. I love you.